What's up, guys? It's the Lazy Goldmaker, and Blizzard finally fixed one massive goldmaking bug that's been plaguing the expansion. Rather, maybe not plaguing it for all of you, but it affects all of the cooldown-based crafts, which is the tailoring cooldowns and the more importantly in 10.1 perhaps the Dracothysts cooldown. So, long story short, for those of you completely unfamiliar with the bug, the way it worked is that if you stayed logged out for some amount of time, I don't know the exact interval, then your charges would be reset all the way back up to your maximum. So essentially, you would just use up all your charges and then log off. And when you log back in after a little while, then you would have all of your charges back and could thus craft a lot more of these items than what you're actually intended to. But Blizzard seems to have fixed it. Now, I'm not sure. I haven't seen the Wowhead post on it. Didn't find one on the hotfix list. But for sure, I'm not getting full resets. And the prices of these items has absolutely exploded for all of them. So there's some pretty compelling evidence that this is the case. So here we can see our good friend the Dracothyst recipe, and starting from around the reset on EU, the weekly reset, we can see that the price has been steadily increasing for the last 3 or 4 days. Quantity went up a little bit, and then quantity has been this. You can see from the peak here, we have seen a falling trend. Now, obviously, we've been seeing a slightly falling trend in quantity for a while. With some spikes upwards when people get their resets, but we can see that there's been one big spike. This is obviously a lot bigger than one reset, and then it's spiking down. And well, yeah, the price is a lot higher. It's almost 10,000 gold now. It's been 5,000 for a little while. It was 8,000. This is very, very significant. And there's no real reason for this to happen based on new stuff. Obviously, we got one more Spark of Shadow Flame this week, but we wouldn't expect that to absolutely blast off the price. And if we see here, in terms of the general trend, we can see that supply is effectively falling off a cliff here over the last couple of days, compared to what it's been, and the price is going up. So definitely something going on here. And this is just great. Those of you set up also already, this is perfect. If we look at the cooldown cloth, we have the Azure Weave cloth here. There's no similar obvious trend. We can see that there's a falling trend though, since the reset price has been exploding and quantity trends going down. But if you look at this view, then it's not as clear. Obviously, there's a lot of variation here. But yeah, we're looking at almost just like 2,000. This is quality 2, by the way. So one of the easier ones to craft, and we can see that all of EU is just 2,000. This is not a lot. Supply has absolutely collapsed. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. If we take a look in-game, though, the profit margins are also up significantly. So Azure Weave Cloth currently, on one of my crafters who's not even maxed resourcefulness, and doesn't get hidden skill value, it's 1,200 gold on average per craft. So when I click, if I go to the loom and fill up all my inventory and click craft all 30, that's 40,000, 50,000 gold profit. That's pretty significant. Chrono Cloth is a little bit worse, but still 500 gold profit per craft, which is very good. And then obviously the crown jewel here is our good friend the Dracothysts with 4,000 gold profit per craft on average. Now this character does have almost optimal, almost full stats. The only thing I'm missing on this character for Dracothyst crafting is getting these two to quality 5 for slightly more multicraft and slightly more resourcefulness. But outside, actually I'm missing, I forgot. I actually don't have max resourcefulness either. So there's a little bit of value left on the table here. And we're still looking at almost 4,000 gold profit per craft, so this is just fantastic. So how do you take advantage of this? Now, I made a video on how to set up an alt for Dracothyst crafting, and that's very quick. That's very quick. The only thing you absolutely need is transmutation, and then 15 points here to max out resourceful routines, and that's it. That's it. There's no other points that actually increase your multicraft or resourcefulness for Dracothyst. So you just need the transmutation node and resourceful routines. And it's probably profitable even without any of those. Like, it's probably, we can see here, even just baseline 0 procs, it's 1400 gold profit right now. And you don't really need any knowledge points to be able to get a multicraft tool. You can just get the rare one or the uncommon one, and the same for the other professional equipment, and you're going to be making a profit. Tailoring is more annoying because there's so many nodes to put points into. Like, you have all of these for more resourcefulness, more inspiration. You have the final nodes to give you quicker cooldown resets. So this is going to take a lot more time. Obviously, if you're doing this right now, you want to blast Asher Weaving. At least that's the EU one that's most profitable. So you want to get to the final node and max out the final node in Asher Weaving. That's the most important part. And then obviously, once again, resourcefulness. And also this node is very important. This gives you a ton of extra multicraft, which is extremely valuable. So for the build right now, I'd probably go like deep Asher Weaving, max out this, then go textiles, max out weaving, then go tailoring mastery. And I'm not sure if you need inspiration. I don't think the inspiration node is that necessary, considering how good the quality 2 ones are. The most important thing is just to reach guaranteed quality 2 and stack my multicraft and resourcefulness. But yeah, these items are great, and now that the cooldowns don't reset, what that means is that having just one character is now, well, depends on how much the profit margin increased. It might be the same, it might be slightly worse, slightly better, but the value of alts is much higher because you are going to be hard capped on your main. You will not be able to craft as many as you want, or if you just have one character, then you're now completely capped by the speed at which these charges regenerate, which is about 16 hours per charge. So that's going to be pretty slow. Like, you're going to craft everything of this, and then it's going to be weeks until you can craft everything again. Which means the only way to speed this up is to have multiple characters, essentially. More characters is the only way. So if you have extra characters, they don't need to be level. They need to be level 70 if you want to do Dracothysts, but they don't really need to be level 70 for this. I mean, this guy is still not level 70; he's level 66. So if you have any level 60 or above character, you can start setting them up for tailoring. It's going to take a little while, but assuming this stays in fixed as is, then we can only really expect the profit margin to stay significant for these. Because you can't spam craft these. Like, it's literally impossible for people to flood the auction house outside of making tons of alts and doing the craft on those, which just isn't something you can do instantly. So I think this is looking like a very good market right now, and for the foreseeable future. This is something that is going to be a pretty good time investment for the rest of the expansion, just setting up 1 or 2 extra alts. And with the charges regenerating slowly, you only have to log in about once a week, and you won't really lose any efficiency. So yeah, that's it. That's what the cooldown market is. Good luck.